Hello and welcome to this review of the Brides of Bellaire Gardens historical romance book series by Gracie. I'm Olivia, your favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot. You're watching Random Olive Reads. The Scoundrels Daughter is book one of the series. This one is a double romance, so don't get confused when you get to read four different points of view. Alice is a widowed countess, finally free of her horrible husband, but it turns out that her horrible husband had written scathing letters about her to his mistress, and a blackmailer has gotten hold of the letters. The blackmailer is forcing Alice to sponsor his daughter Lucy into society and find her a titled husband, or else he'll release the deeply embarrassing letters. Stuck together, Alice and Lucy need to learn to get along and muddle their way through society. It's a slow build of trust between these two ladies, but soon they form a true connection. Alice's nephew Gerald somehow gets involved, and Alice asks him to help introduce Lucy to his friends, except he's irritated that Lucy doesn't pay him any attention and only introduces her to men who are annoying or unsuitable. Clearly, some resentment and jealousy on his part, though he's not doing a great job of making a good impression on Lucy. Gerald also has an older army friend, James, who is newly returned to England and regaining custody of his three daughters. He hadn't planned on marrying again, but is instantly smitten with Alice when he meets her. He's embarking on a very careful courtship of Alice, even though she's not interested and pretty skittish when it comes to men. It seems that Alice and James's relationship takes up most of the book, with him being patient and kind as she works out her demons from her previous marriage, with Gerald and Lucy's cantankerous relationship taking place in the background. Overall, this was a really entertaining story, and I liked seeing these four people band together. The Rakes Daughter is book two of the series. New Earl Leo is back from his year-long travels and finds himself saddled as the guardian of a young lady, Clarissa, who is kicked out of her home and needs to find a husband quickly. And then he finds out that his ward has come with an illegitimate half-sister, Isabel, who refuses to leave her side. The two sisters are adamant that they stay together, despite Isabel's potential to ruin any of Clarissa's prospects. Leo is annoyed and tries very hard to stick to the proper course of action, but he's basically rendered stupid every time he looks at Isabel. It's all fiery sparks between these two, and I liked Leo slowly start to learn more about and appreciate Isabel. With the sisters in residence at Leo's eccentric aunt's house, it's a very amusing read. The Heiress's Daughter is book three of the series. Wealthy heiress Clarissa is stuck tackling society on her own, while her sister Isabel is on honeymoon with Leo, who is also Clarissa's guardian. While they're away, Leo asks his best friend Race to take Clarissa out riding every day so that she can enjoy herself and have some company while she goes out riding. Clarissa thinks that Race is just spending time with her as an obligation to his friend, not knowing that he's actually courting her in earnest. We get to see these two spend more time together, and Clarissa actually showing a backbone and personality. It was fun to see Race having to bend over backwards to convince Clarissa of his true intentions. The Secret Daughter is book four of the series. Zoe is the illegitimate daughter of a baron, traveling through France and being tutored in ladylike pursuits before her return to London, where she will debut as the distant cousin of her more established sisters. So Clarissa and Isabel basically found her at an orphanage and decided, oh, she has to be our sister. She looks just like us. So, anyway, this is a few years after the previous book, and she's been gallivanting through France. She ends up having to flee a house party in France and ends up traveling alone to her late grandparents' manor, which was looted during the terror. Along the way, she meets a handsome scoundrel going by the name Reynard. They end up spending a week together and fall in love until Zoe discovers something terrible about him and runs away. But that's not the end of the story, because we all end up back in London with Zoe's family, and Reynard actually has ties to the English aristocracy. Now, this one was a calming, quiet, slow burn type of romance with basically no external conflict. I enjoyed it a lot and liked seeing everything work out for all the couples in the series. So, this series is tied together by the neighbors who share a private garden in a London neighborhood. For the most part, these books are low drama, low angst types of romances, kind of like a quiet, cozy blanket. There's nothing really bonkers. There's no external villain except the first book with the blackmailer. But aside from that, everything is just internal character work and people just falling in love, which I really do enjoy sometimes. So if you're in the mood for just some character-driven romance between two people, some strong friendships all around, check out this series. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you found a book or two to add to your TBR. Links to all of these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe to get updates, and you can follow me on Instagram at randomolive.